Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So on this video, we'll be looking at external CSS. So how do we achieve external CSS? It's an external file, just as simple as that. It's external, is outside the HTML, different from the HTML. See, HTML is very beautiful. HTML is friendly. HTML accepts, anything you give in. It's just gonna, play with it. But CSS is not a joker. All right, let's put it that way. Why am I saying that? Is because when we create a CSS file, we can render HTML inside it. Okay, is strictly for CSS, unlike HTML. This file is HTML file, but yet you can still implement CSS in it. Why? Because we have a tag called style. Because that tag helps us, kind of accommodate CSS. So that's how HTML is so friendly, lovely, and yeah, just give HTML 100%, thumbs up. So now talking about CSS, right? External CSS, we are going to create a file called whatever.css. All right, so let's get to it. Now here is definitely where I have my file. This is not new to us anymore. So I'm going to click on this icon here to create a new file, and I'm going to call it custom.css. What I name it doesn't matter. What matters is the file format. The file format is .css. So whatever you like, name your file, name it whatever, name it everything. Just make sure that you have .css at the end of it. Okay. So now if you want to render this now, you already know the syntax: selector, the property, and the value. So what I'm going to be doing here is simply copying the CSS I have here. I'm just going to copy and have it in my file, just as simple as that. So we don't get to do much of CSS right now. It's just for us to see how it works. So remember, we talked about inline in our previous video, right? Yeah, we talked about internal, and now we're talking about external. Now all I want to do here is just highlight all this. I'm going to cut it out from here, Control X, if you are wondering how I achieve that. And this style, I don't need it anymore. Yeah, so going back to my custom.css, I have it here already, so I'm just going to paste it here. So now I have my CSS here. So same thing we have in the HTML, so I'm bringing down here, just that I'm not coming down here with my style tag because CSS doesn't no. All right, so once I have this and I save all, since I've worked on index, I've worked on custom, I want to save all. And I just save this file, go to another one and save another file as you love it, as you like it. So now let's check our browser out. Yeah, so let me refresh, and boom, we're back to the way it was, the default way, right? So that means the CSS is not working. Yeah, it's not supposed to work because it's in somewhere else. All right, what we want to do is just to link it up. Okay, we want to make them, we want to give them that friendship or put them in the friendship zone. Okay, so we need to link them up. How do we link them up? That's the next question. So we'll go back to the index or to the HTML file. Right, it's still inside the edge. This edge is just a lot. So inside the edge, there's a tag called link. All right, this link is a single tag, just like image. All right, this single tag. Now something come along with it, because this VS Code, it helps with your code, just to keep your code faster. Now, but I need to explain this. This rule that we see here is actually relationship. Full meaning of it is relationship, right? And what this is doing is that it's an attribute, right? Saying relationship in this link is for style sheets. Style, which is the sheets, right? So it's for style sheets. And we have href here, which is known for hyperlink, right? So render links simply. So now here I want to render the file link of the CSS. Is in my local text in my file, so it's not an external link, right? So it's in my file, so I just need to call the name out since it's in my file, not on the server, not on the cloud. So looking at it here, I have it inside the same folder, right? So I can simply just say custom, yeah, .css. Now I have it. So if I save right now, now I have the style back. So what is the beauty of this? The beauty of this is, imagine you have multiple pages, not just one page. You have multiple pages, and this style you have in this the first page is the same style you want to give your second page. You need to start typing name. You need to start typing all this CSS thing. No, all you just need to do is just render that link of your CSS inside that page, and boom, you have style. Is that not beautiful? It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Life is so simple. Coding is, right. So now back to the matter, right? So I'm able to achieve that, and there's a problem. What if there's a problem? Let's put it that way, right? What's the problem I'm talking about? Let's say the link I rendered, the file I rendered, it's not kind of correct the way I rendered it, right? Let's probably say, okay, I have a folder which I'm going to have right now, and I call that folder assets, right? Assets folder. Assets folder is basically assets, like where I put some things. It's proper to arrange our file properly. Assets is where I want to put maybe images I want to use on my website, icons I want to use, fonts that is not on the web, installed on my web that I want to use, things that are kind of materials on the web, right? On my web rather. So I want to put it inside the assets. So here now I want to have another folder I want to call CSS. Okay, CSS. Now I have CSS. Inside my CSS now I want to have this custom.css. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Now I drag it down there. It asks me, are you sure you want to move it? Yeah, I'm very sure. Damn sure. Right. So yeah. So now I have it inside the assets /css. Then I can access my custom.css. Okay. Now if I save it now, I go back to my, it's already saved. I'm not change anything in my code. And go back to my web. Now it's not working. How? Why? Now it's the way you can figure it out. You might not be able to get it here right now. Here, like kind of confused. And that's custom.css. How come it's not? But try this custom. Yeah, that comes a lot of like crazy way. So now check this out. Right click, go to what's it called? View page source. Control U. This shows you the code of your web page. Now look at this place. We have the link here, right? When I click on it, it tells me something. Your file cannot access. That means, okay, this file can be accessed. That is why the code I have inside it is not working. Now, what's the problem? Looking back, here's the problem. I have a folder called web, and I have an index inside it. But my CSS is not in that particular place I have the index. It's in another folder and that folder, right? So I need to call it properly. So what I need to do, if I say dots, this period here is more like you are kind of stepping out of the main place you are stepping out. So when I press dot slash, you can see the kind of option it put us for me. Do I want to go to about me? Am I referring to assets? Am I, now I can see the folder. Yeah, I want to go to assets. From assets, if I have many folders here. It's going to list them out to know which one I'm going to. Now I just have one folder CSS, select it, and here I can have my custom.css. That is the location where I have it. So if I save right now and I go back here and refresh, nothing happens here. Sorry, this is just the stuff. Let's go back to the web page itself and refresh. I have my CSS back. Beautiful, right? So now if I right click and still check my page source and I click on this particular one here, I can see the CSS. Perfect, lovely. Say lovely, lovely. Yeah. So that's just CSS for you. Internal, external, inline. Which one do you love? So in a professional way, I will tell you the best one. The best one is external because you don't want to have HTML here at the same time have a bunch of CSS here all molded together. Coming back to your code the next few months or weeks, you will be scared. Like you'll be kind of scared of where should you start from? What should I do? You know, that's just how scary it might look when you come back to your code and it's not well organized. So you want to make it well organized in a way whereby let CSS go to CSS family. HTML belong to HTML family. And you know what? HTML, CSS, they need to be friends. Then bring them together so they can link up and be friends. You don't want them to be friends. Let them be on their own day and stay on your own day. So simple as that, right? So yeah. So this is three type of CSS we have and how it's being used. So see you in my next video. In my next video, we're doing something much more amazing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Like the video, share with your friends, and drop comments.